3 years ago, Barclays decided that we, as an ex-LGBT ministry, don't deserve to have a bank account.
We want to glorify your name, Lord. We want to represent you and the love that you have for so many. Clothe us in your holy name, Lord.
Today we are saying that we exist. We have freedom to speak, freedom to practice our faith, freedom to be who we really are, and to feel safe about that. Feel safe to speak about our stories, about our life experiences.
So I am here to exercise my freedom, to be who I want to be, and to be also who God made me. We can see Barclays do not want people like myself who struggled with unwanted same-sex attraction to receive help or even have a community.
I was conflicted about my gender identity years ago, and I needed help from someone to help me overcome sexual attractions that I was not happy with, to help me to accept my gender and to see myself as a man, because I believed in Jesus. I love Jesus and I am a Christian.
Ex Out Loud is an organization that has helped me right from day one. I knew I couldn't go to the NHS because the NHS would have pushed me in an affirmative direction. That is not something that I wanted. But my wants in my heart were much greater than my feelings, and the wants in my heart were to grow up, to have a wife, to have children. I felt really deprived from that, and so this restriction on my life caused me to almost commit suicide.
Well, it's good to mark this occasion. It's actually good to mark a win. Barclays has had to back down. It's had to write you a check, Mike. We'd like to have...
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's a good start.
It's a good start, and indeed, for the work, we need many more tens of thousands of pounds. But the point is this: your work is growing. I can see that. It's reaching thousands of people across the world. We've seen that. There's a growing movement. We're not going anywhere, are we? No.
We can't afford to. There's too many people who have been left in the lurch, who've been abandoned by professionals who unfortunately have been intimidated into this very unhealthy position in the United Kingdom.
Ex Out Loud was a safe space for me to share my story and to get to hear from other people who are going through the same thing. And I believe that nobody should be able to take our rights away for seeking either professional help or pastoral help or any kind of help that may lead me to achieving my purposes, achieving my life goals. And if people are free to identify as LGBT, if they are encouraged and helped to be affirmed in their gay identities, trans identities, why can't I do the same thing in affirming my heterosexual identity or ex-LGBT identity? Why can't I be who I want to be? If I was not happy in the LGBT lifestyle and identity, why can't I live that and pursue a new identity with Christ, with what makes me really happy? And that's why we are here today. We are saying that we still stand for the same values. We are here to help and support people who have a different value system than the world, than what the society promotes, and we want to support them. We want to encourage them, and we want to show them that there are people like them. They're not the only ones that struggle with these things, and there's a way out because Jesus is able to heal and restore sexual and emotional brokenness. He came to set people free. He came to set the captives free, and we have experienced that kind of liberation, and it's available for everyone, for all those who want freely to pursue this new direction without being coerced or forced by anyone.
When I came to Ex Out Loud, I found a community of like-minded people that I never knew existed, and for the first time in my life I had hope. And from there I started to get happier. I started to get into the Word. I started coming into my identity in Him. I read through Ephesians, and right from the first book there were so many things about my identity that were written there. The identity that God had already put on me. And when we come into knowing how justified we are in Him, as Romans 5 verse 1 says, we are then at peace with God. And I have had an overwhelming peace, which I know can only come through Christ in all of this. Change is possible because I have experienced it in my life, and God has moved me on to other levels, and I am out of depression. I am not suicidal. I am happier than I could have ever imagined being.
We're thankful today that we can make a little bit more progress in our movement because of the money that has been given to us from Barclays Bank. So we are thankful to Barclays Bank for the £21,500 that has been given to us as compensation for when they closed our accounts back in 2020. We will use these resources to further our work and to do what we've been called to do, to stand with men and women who are lonely and frightened and who long for change in their lives.